Hi, my name is Frankie Lacassi, and today I'm going to talk about a quote that means a lot to me and I sort of identify with as a person. I consider myself a fan of all things Disney, and I'm sure you guys do too. From all the animated movies that make up our childhood to the countless number of movies being released in today's world, Disney's always been a part of my childhood and many others. It's been very influential, and it started with the man who created it all, Walt Disney. His endless imagination and willingness to embrace his inner child made it possible for him to create and inspire. This is something that has always inspired me. He was a man of many words and quotes, but the one that inspires me the most is, all of our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. As cheesy as that may sound, it is very true, and all of us can take this advice. We all have dreams of our own, some big and some small. But what matters the most is not the risk, nor the doubt, nor any intangible thought or fear that we might have. What matters most is having the desire, the passion, and the willingness to pursue that dream we all want so badly for ourselves. It's important that we take that risk and have the courage to do so, because in the end, the biggest regret we may have is not pursuing that one dream job or career that we wanted for ourselves. The worst thing that could happen is failure, which long term helps us grow as a person. The worst way to live life is a life full of what ifs, because we only get one. Instead of settling, being too afraid and skeptical, maybe build up the courage and willingness to pursue your dream. What does this have in relation to chapters 2 and 3 and identity? Well, this quote relates to me, because all my life I've wanted to make movies and tell stories. This has been my dream since I was old enough to imagine. Once high school ended, and I was faced head on with the looming decision that had been in front of me my whole entire life. I panicked. I diverted my attention to other majors or career paths that were enjoyable to me, but they were also a safer bet. It wasn't the one. It was not. I knew I wasn't meant to do it. After months of mulling it over, and even enrolling in a different college, I changed my mind. I built up the courage I needed, and finally shredded the fear and doubt that I had in my mind away. I knew I made the right choice, and this is why this quote in particular means so much to me, because I'm an example of someone who made this decision. I can identify as someone who followed their dream. Whether it comes to fruition or not remains to be seen, but that's not what's important. What's important is the step I took to plant the seed. And this quote is universal. It can apply to anyone, anywhere, at any time, regardless of age, gender, race, ethnicity, and so on. This quote's meant for everyone, although for some, there may be real hindrances or roadblocks in the way. But again, with enough courage and determination, you can get there. It's about how bad you want it and what you're willing to do to get there. My dad always told me regarding this topic that the most successful people are the ones that want it the most. That it is something we must figure out ourselves. Find your identity, figure out who you want to be and what you want to be known for. Once you do that, and you want it bad enough, you can get there. You have to have the courage to get to that point, however, and that's the most important part. And I'm sure there are many, many people who have come and gone, and some that are still alive today that did not take this advice, and they instead settled for something that was being suggested by others. It's important to take advice from your family and friends, but it all comes down to what you want to do. Too many times we're swayed by the influence of others, even in the smallest of decisions, and that's okay. But when talking about pursuing your dreams, it should be up to you. We should also ignore any doubt or fear that other people try and instill on you. Do you think Walt Disney would have created what he did if he listened to all the people, who told him, "You're too childish," or "Grow up"? Probably not. What would the Wright brothers do if they listened to the people telling them that they were inexperienced or that flying wouldn't work? Well, instead, they stuck to their guns and they created the world's first successful airplane. Find your identity and find your courage. It's easier said than done, but in this life, you only get some choices once. Choosing not to follow your dreams may leave you with regret forever. I found my identity as a creative, an imaginative and relatable person. This is why the quote by Walt Disney is important to me and how I view myself. I challenge all of you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I doing what I know I was meant to be doing? It's there that you decide for yourself, do you have the courage to make your dream a reality? Find your identity in life and use that to plant the seed that will soon grow, with enough care and effort, into the life you've always wanted for yourself.